Standard, how's install progressing? Are you on pace with your install so far?
Yes, we're on pace. We got a lot of our defense in. The June and July really helps us, kind of be further along than we were in the past. And so we got a lot of defense in. And now we got to now we're still installing, right? But then you got to slow it down so guys are not thinking so much so you can continue to evaluate them. But we have a lot of our defense in.
Okay, and then kind of a two-parter. Your top takeaways from Saturday's scrimmage. And then, I'll finish the second part in a second.
Yeah, so Saturday scrimmage, what we got to do defensively as a whole is just start fast. Got to start a lot faster. Our twos started off, and we didn't start off like we should, right? Not to our standards. The ones go out there and they get a 3 and out, and the next drive was a 4 and out, and then the third down, it was a 3rd and 16, and we gave up an explosive pass. So we got to do better there. Our energy and how you scare offenses. It's not about the play calls. It's just people just smothering the ball, right? So we have to get to the ball like our life depends on it every snap, no matter who's out there, the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. It doesn't matter. It's just a standard of defense when we go out there. So that's what I got out of it from my seat. Just, okay, everybody from top to bottom, like straining to the ball like your life depended on it. Now, we did a really good job in the red zone. We did a really good job in 2-minute, third down, and all that stuff, but we have to start faster. Our job is to get the ball back to our offense so they could go down and score. So, yeah, that's what we got to do.
All right, finally, do you feel like overall you got more pieces to find places for on the defense this year?
We have more pieces. We have a lot of ingredients, right? And we have to cook the meal. We got to put the ingredients in the right spot for the meal can be right. But we have the ingredients. Now we got to make sure, okay, it's not mildew, right? Or it's not spoil. What that means, okay, if it's not our standard, if they're not getting to the ball, they're not playing a physical brand of ball, that's not part of our ingredients. So we have the right pieces. We just have to put it all together. So it's been a good deal.
Other than Story and Dixs, who are some of the linebackers if you played Alabama A&M today or tomorrow? Who'd be some of them that go in pretty fast?
Hopefully all of them.
How many do you think you'll be playing in a game this year? Normal game.
You know what? We usually rotate 4 or 5, depending on the personnel. They come out in 12 personnel, 21 personnel, putting an extra Sam backer in the game. Story and Dixs, Shaw has been really good, and Andrew Harris has been really good. Trent Welling has been a really good get for us out of the portal. A guy that has a lot of experience, a guy that's going to be able to play special teams for us, a guy that's going to be able to help us on defense. And then you got Wyatt Simmons that's continued to blossom. See, the thing about Wyatt, he got redshirted last year, and then we started spring ball. He had the hamstring. So now you're getting to see him get more reps. He's a guy, man, he goes he goes hard and plays the right way. So we have some good guys there, good nucleus of guys, and then you got Tavion Wallace, who's a true freshman, that's out there, and he's playing with the older guys and doing some different things there. So we have some good pieces in the linebacker room.
You kind of hit on my second question, but Wyatt Simmons, I write for the Cersei paper. He's from there. Just talk about his progress. I know it set him back with the injuries, like you said, and stuff, right. But how much has he progressed this fall?
Really, he's doing really well out there. He's doing some really good things. He runs to the ball. Great effort guy. Great human being. Let's start there. Great human being. He's been a really good player for us. He's picking up the system, and he's a guy now. He's not laying down for nobody. You're gonna have to beat him. Right, you're gonna have to he's a tough kid, a tough-minded kid, a great effort kid, and a kid that's just fun to be around.
Talked about Andrew a little bit. Sam said in the spring that he doesn't know how a linebacker can move up the depth chart without doing full tackle, and said ever since put pads on, he realized that Andrew hits like a truck. Your thoughts on him? And I've seen you get after him too. So obviously he's got some learning to do, but it seems like he's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, he's growing. He's a guy. He just got here. The thing about the portal, when you get these guys in June, you're trying to speed up the process. So everybody that we sign out the portal in June, we're speeding up the process. So there's a little bit more biting, because you're nibbling at him to get him to speed up the process. And you could just see him, and he's getting better and better. He's a physical guy, heavy-handed guy, solid guy. He put his body on you with tackles. So he's going to be a player that could be able to help us this year.
You recruited him at UCF. I guess He probably committed to you before you left Arkansas. What was that I guess, recruiting process like you remember with him, and then
Yeah.
and then full circle getting him here?
It was a process because he has a twin brother. So he and his twin was committed to me, and his twin brother is starting at Maryland, is doing a great job there as they Mike linebacker, and he has a bright future for them there. And but it was good just recruiting him and really just getting to know their mom and the whole family and where they're from. And they didn't come to the States until they was in third grades, and just learning, just the learning barrier for them, and just seeing both of those guys blossom, just seeing how the good Lord has just blessed their life. They use this football to see the world, just from their background to graduating high school to getting full scholarship to both guys playing at Power 4. And if you really dove into their background, it's like, man, God is so good. You can see God has his hands on their life. So I know both of them very well, and they're very special to me. I'm just so blessed to be Andrew's coach and just being the person that's able to coach him because he has a bright future.
When we talked to Coach Pittman and Xavier after the scrimmage on Saturday, they both talked about the big plays that you guys gave up. Need to go back and watch the film, but it might have been communication. When going back and watching the film, what have you seen from those big plays that you guys gave up? Was it communication or anything else that stood out?
Some of it was communication, and some of it was, I got this man, I just need to cover him, right? So very first play, the linebacker has the back out the backfield, and he's wide open over there as nobody's on him. So, you just got to cover your guy. And just one of them was a communication deal, and we have to communicate pre-snap and post-snap. The pre-snap is, hey, alert, push, or banjo, or whatever bingo, whatever our verbiage is pre-snap. And then once the ball snap, you have to talk again. So you just can't talk pre-snap and not talk post-snap. So, okay, post-snap, push. So you have to be able to communicate. You can't be out there just standing around and they snap the ball and, what I got. It has to be a pre-snap communication and a post-snap communication.
We saw a lot of 3 linebacker work during the spring, and when we get to watch fastball, it's been pretty much that 4-2-5 base. So I'm just curious, how has the 3 linebacker looks been coming along? And maybe if you want to play more of that, do you have to find more guys for the position than maybe you did last year?
No, we have them. It's just now that you out there, it's just the install, the days of the install. A lot of that stuff is coming. We got so much more defense that we're going to put in. But it's a schedule of your install. So we're going to be multiple. You'll see 3 linebackers out there. You may see 3 high safeties. You may see a 3-4. We got a lot of different things. Like today, we had a different blitz package, different guys rushing. Who is our guys that could give us juice so we could just play coverage and not blitz? So it's different personnels that we putting in, but as far as the installation schedule, we're not there yet.
Last one for me. It's Coach Pittman has talked a lot about wanting to force more turnovers this year. I know for the defensive side, a lot of that can be luck sometimes, but how can you guys make sure, doing your part to try and force more turnovers? What has the focus been on that?
You know what? It's and we need to force more turnovers. We need to get more sacks. I think what's going to really help us is our length. We got better length in the back end. On that, all 4 guys have length, so they'll tip balls, different things like that. It's okay if it's a quarterback and it's just a 3-step drop. D-line has to get their hands up because you're not getting a pass rush. So we got to get their hands up and get more tip balls. We doing more deny the ball coverage as well. So that's where you get the turnovers as well. So we'll be able to rush 4. And then be able to play deny the ball. We'll be able to blitz and deny the ball. So we got some different things because we got some different skill set guys in our room. So being able to be multiple, being able to be aggressive, so you can get those turnovers.
Sam was saying that you had free reign to call whatever you wanted in Saturday's scrimmage. What were some of the main packages that you were wanting to throw at the offense?
We just wanted to keep it. We wanted to keep it basic as we could do, right? So you can evaluate. So because it's hard to evaluate. And guys are thinking about the whole playbook that you install. So we just try to keep it as basic as possible, but still being able to have enough bullets to different situations so you can evaluate.
How do you think you executed that?
Solid at some parts, depending on when you ask me the parts of the game. Like at the beginning, like you said, we was some busted coverage deals, and then once we got our cleats in the grass, we was a lot better.
And Sam was talking about how the pass protection has been really good. What do you want to see better from the pass rush?
Get to the quarterback. We got to identify the speed. We got to identify, okay, who can give us that pass rush? And our offensive line is pretty good, but can we get there with 4, or do we need to send more than 4, 5, 6? What do we have to do to get back there to get the quarterback off his mark?
I have a couple of defensive line questions for you. We've heard a lot about Justice Boone from guys,
Right.
coaches and players the last couple of days. Just what has he done well in the fall? I mean, Pittman talked a little bit about how he felt like it took him a little while to kind of feel like a real member of the team.
Yeah, he's been growing. Like, he's a guy, if you really look at it, Cam and Justin, they really have SEC experience up front. You know, Ingraford played a little bit last year, and Danny, but guys that really have a lot of time on task, that is Justin and Cam. You know, and Justin is coming along, and he's one of the guys. Okay, how can we get our best 11 on the field? Is he the buck? Is he the end? Like, what is it? So we're gonna find a way for him to get on the field. He continue to progress and continue to help us. We're gonna find a way for him to get on the field.
In the spring, when we talked to you about Quincy Rhodes, you said you wanted him to be Quincy and not try to be Landon Jackson. Do you feel like he's embraced that, and what do you feel like Quincy's identity is?
Quincy, I tell all our guys, man. I was talking to the linebackers about this. Like everybody in this room is special. Everybody's looking at me right now. Like, the good Lord made you for a reason. Man, don't give away that gift trying to be somebody else. Just be you. So Landon has done great things, and he's gonna do great in the NFL, and Quincy gonna do great things, and Cam gonna do great things, and like, the good Lord made all of us individuals for a reason and gave us a gift. So we got to make sure we use the gift that He gave us. You know, so don't misuse that gift by trying to be somebody else. So that's my word to the guys.
Staying on the defensive line, I want to ask you about David Okei. You know, he's a guy that I think he was banged up a little bit during the spring.
Mm-hmm.
What does he bring to the table, and kind of what do you need to see out of him, you know, the rest of the fall?
Yeah, he bring experience, played a lot of ball, played a lot of ball. So just need him to continue to pick up the system, you know, continue to grow, and Coach Adams continue to get him understanding the system. But he's a guy that brings a lot of experience for us.
From the scrimmage, I'm curious, after you went back and watched the film, was there anybody that you saw like, hey, this guy ran with the threes, but he did so well, we need to give him a look with the twos? Or a guy that ran with the twos and, hey, we need to give him more looks with the ones? Anybody make a move in the scrimmage?
We don't really, like, it's going to be moves. Let me say that. But it's not really 1, 2s, and 3s. Like, it could change today, it could change tomorrow. Like, we were talking about Andrew moving up. So it's forever fluid. It's nothing that's just constant for us, because you can be with the ones, with the 2s, 3s, with the 2s, or whatever. So it's forever fluid. So I think it's some guys that did some good things, though.
Coach, kind of building off of that, you've talked in the past about guys who can be fluid in the secondary, maybe be a cover guy and then also be a safety, or on the line, maybe at times be somebody you could shuffle. Have you identified some of those types, some of those flex guys for you on defense?
Larry Worth would be one of them that comes to mind, that he could do multiple things for us, and you'll see us lining him up all over the field. You know, I mean, he's a guy, he's 6'5", 225, and very athletic, very smart. So he's a guy that we can line up a lot of different places. And you see Caleb Wooden lining up different places, and Miguel Mitchell. He's just, his FBI football IQ is like off the charts. So we have like the ingredients. We just have to put them in different spots. You'll see Story different spots. So, but the guy that comes to mind would be a Larry Worth, because he could do like 3 things, 3 different positions.
And then just one more. Last year in some games, it felt like the defense, I mean, Coach Pittman talked about this the other day, almost carried y'all, right, in some of those games. What's the goal as the defensive coordinator to get them from that level of achievement to almost like you said, the next level of success?
Right. We just have to like, we don't do all this work to be whatever, right? Like, we want to be like the best at what we do, and that's Coach Pittman's standard, offensively, special teams, and defense. So it's my job to make sure the defense is playing at a high level, taking it to another level. This is our 3rd season, right, in the system. Now, the portal is a little different than the older days. The 3rd season, you're like, okay, this is the 3rd year in the system. The guys should have it, but it's forever. The portal is like a revolving door. But the standard haven't changed. Like, if you're playing the University of Arkansas, you're playing their offense, their defense, their special teams, you're going to see, okay, those guys play hard and they play with a passion. So we just have to take it to another level and be a dominant defense, right? And how you do that, a lot of times, yes, you got to have players, but whoever's out there, those 11, man, just bust your tail to the ball. And when you get there with bad intentions. And everything else take care of itself.
What type of improvements have you seen out of Steven Dixs during the summer, and what are some of your expectations for him this year?
Yeah, I mean, he's our Mike Backer. He's been around a long time. You know, he's a guy that's played a lot of football, and he gets our front set. He's our communicator. Looking for him to just take over like he has. He is our Mike Backer. So He's our thumper. He's our enforcer. Very, very pleased with his progress. He's recently engaged. Like, he's a man. So need to be a man on Saturdays like he will be and like he was in the past.
And then pairing it up with another returner and Xavier Story, how important has it been for you to have both of those guys back for this season?
It's been good. It's been good to get those guys back. Their second year in the system, right? Steven, I don't know when Steven got in the spring or the fall in June, but I know Story was here in the spring. Just those guys getting there that second year and understanding what we're doing, understanding the standard, and just watching those guys just take over, watching Steven, watching Sawyer, watching Larry, watching Miguel, guys that's been here, watching Cam, because now you use those guys to get the guys that just got here up to date on the standard and the expectations. So, but it's been good for both of those guys.
I have a question about Cam. A little bit of a rarity. It's going to be his 5th year here. Just what you think of his makeup.
He's unbelievable. Cam gonna be like successful. He's gonna play on Sundays. He's gonna have probably a successful business or run some type of successful program or be in politics or something. I don't know, but he is a great human being. He lights up the room. It's hard to find, and that's something like that needs to be celebrated. Like, he is a Arkansas man. He stayed here, didn't leave. People was coming at him with a lot of money, and he stayed here. So when you're talking about, okay, he's going to be a guy that could come back to football games and people going to know who he is. He could be able to bring his kids here. It means something because he stuck it out. It's year 5. It's unheard of. So he's a guy that's embraced the state. He's a guy that loves the state. He's an unbelievable human being. I could go on and on about Cam. He's unbelievable.
The 3 high that worked so well against Tennessee, was the Texas scheme similar on that? And then also, how much did that kind of structure help what you were doing last year?
It helped a lot. I mean, it helped a lot because you have to, like, you can force feed whatever your scheme is, or you can adjust to your personnel, right? And we had to adjust to it, and we're not gonna throw that. We're not gonna throw it away. We got it in the playbook. So it's some good stuff. It's some things that we can sprinkle out there when need be, and we haven't put it in this fall camp, but it's in the playbook. So again, what is your personnel? How can you get these guys to play as fast and physical and confident as you can? And that was something that we did last year. Will we use it this year? I don't know, but it's in the playbook.
So you can enlighten us a little bit more on Miguel's FBI, as you called it. And
yeah.
Also, we haven't seen – I don't know if I've ever seen a secondary that's potentially as big with 226, 222, and a couple of 200-pound cornerbacks possibly, and 200-pound nickel. Like, that size, have you been around a defense with that kind of size yet?
No, I can't recall. I recall a couple guys back there being that big, but not the whole back end. First of all, let me say Coach Sauter's does an amazing job. Coach Sauter's got those guys, like, they're big, they're strong, they're fast. So he and his crew does a great job. And length, like, you want to be able to close those windows that the quarterback is looking through, and that's kind of what the length helps us with. Now you want to be big and fast, but you don't want to be big and slow. So big is awesome, but you got to still be able to run. So we had to make sure as they put it on, the strength and the weight that comes with putting on the strength, making sure they still can run. But getting off the bus, we're a good-looking team. We make sure we play that well on the field. So.
And Miguel, just what I guess he redshirted last year, played and started a couple games. Just what he brought for you last year, and maybe where he is now.
Man, he is a very, very smart football player. Like, he sees things, it comes natural to him. He can make every check. He can judge the ball. He got that knack to it. We got a couple defenses in where he is just off the quarterback for him, and he has a really good knack for just finding the ball. I'm very, very pleased with where he's at. He's playing at a high level right now. So keep it going, and what helps him is he's very, very smart.
In the spring, you were a little hesitant in the spring to mention anybody that had really stood out for fear of the portal, I guess.
Right.
But has anybody improved as much as Sely? I mean, he's lost 55 pounds or so, and looks like he feels really good.
Danny is doing a great job for us. Like he's like the biggest, if you look at it, the biggest turnaround. You know, changed his body, lost a lot of weight. He's explosive. He's quick twitched. You know, he does a really good job for us with some movement stuff and different things like that. But he's a guy that really took just losing weight very, very, very serious. He's been working his tail off, but he's a guy that's kind of trending upward.
It's been a couple weeks now in that cornerback battle. It seems like you're still rotating guys, trying to figure out the best combination. Over the next couple weeks, what do you most want to see? What can somebody do to really grab hold of a starting spot there at corner?
You know what? All of the guys are doing good. Just trying to see, okay, right now, okay, guys playing together. 'Cause we got the talent. So, okay, who can make these checks? And then, see, the thing is this. Nobody in the stands see when the D lineman's out of their gap because somebody could get them down. Right? Nobody sees when the linebacker's out of their gap because somebody can get him down. Everybody going to see that corner. It's like, oh, shoot, he's wide open, right? So we just got to make sure, okay, no balls over our head, right? So what we got to do is communicate. You got the talent. Who's going to be communicating and make your coaches feel good as far as putting you out there? You know, the pre-snap communication, post-snap communication, and doing your job from there. So it's been a great battle. We got some great talent out there.
Coach, you mentioned Andrew Harris and his brother moved to the U.S. when he was in third grade. You've also got David Okei, Frank Mulipola, and guys in the U.S. on the offensive side, Poshka and Rohan Jones. Just curious, what's that like as a coach, having different guys from around the world? It seems kind of unique.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The fun part is seeing those guys that's from all over the world is seeing just how happy they are. You get around Frank, Frank just a happy kid, is happy to be here and gives great effort, and all those guys, and just seeing what football can do to someone's life. It can change your life, man. So just happy to be around him. And the good thing about coaching is you're grinding. It's football, and you just breathe for a second and get to know these kids, right? And we've done an awesome job with our head coach, Coach Pittman, making us get to know the guys, right? Because you could coach them hard if you know them and they know you care about them. So it's been being intentional about understanding these kids and understanding where they're from and what makes them tick and all of that stuff. So, but it starts with our head coach and him being intentional and letting us know, okay, make sure you know these kids, make sure you care about these kids, and then from there you could coach them hard.